Hello, hello, hello to all my uniques out there. This is your favorite girl, Akudo. Welcome to today's video. To all my returning subscribers, hello, welcome back. For those of you that are not part of my family, what are you still waiting for? You watch all the videos, you might as well come join us. Stop playing this hard to get, eh? Stop playing hard to get. This is 2022. You see the button, the red button that says subscribe below the video. Click on that button. Wait for the notification bell. Click on that one too. So you will be the first to see my video once they drop. Now, let's jump right into it. You saw from the topic, one of my uniques wrote me an email asking that question. Should I allow my son marry a woman that has a child from a previous relationship? When I read that question, I looked at it in two different ways. And I'm going to put a link so that you guys can come and join me. I'm going to put a link so that you guys can come and join me, okay? So, there is nothing wrong in loving a woman that has a child from a previous relationship. There is nothing wrong in loving somebody that has been married before. There is nothing wrong in being a stepfather or a stepmother to a child. There's nothing wrong in it. But the reason why the lady was asking is because you see everything that you're hearing in the news. Some women, their children will accuse the man of, doing stuff to them, and then the woman doesn't know, should she believe her child? Should she believe the man? Some men will tell you that they were falsely accused. Some men were actually accused and they did it. So it's so many things. There are so many branches to that tree. That's why most people will tell you, just leave. If a woman is married, leave her alone. But I don't think that because a woman had a child, she should not get married or she should not fall in love. Love is love. What is the definition of love? Love is kind. Love is unconditional. Unconditional means there is no strings attached. You love somebody because of who they are, what they are bringing to the table, what they do to your life, how you feel when you are with them. Her being in, maybe she was a divorced person from a different marriage, or maybe she has been in a relationship where she had a child. That's not a crime. That's no reason why you should say, oh, I will not love her. Then some men will tell you, oh no, I can deal with one child, but I can't deal with two or three or four. So that is now your personal preference. Some people will say, I can only deal with a woman that has just one child. Some other people will say, I can only deal with a woman that has no child. Other people will say, I can only deal with women that have just two, or a man that has one child, or a woman that has two. Nothing more than that. So that is now your preference. That is what you like and what you don't like. But for me, my unique that wrote this email, my answer to you is sit your son down. Number one, you're not going to tell him who to love or who not to love. Even though as a mother, we want to give our opinion because, like I always tell you, my mother used to tell us that what she will see sitting down, that you will not see it standing on the mountain. Like we say in Igbo language, ihe okenye ime hụrụ nga ọnọdụ ọdụ, nwatakịrị agaghị ahụ ya n'elu osisi ma ọ bụ elu mountain. You will not see it because it has to do with age, it has to do with wisdom, it has to do with experiences. So certain things your child might not know. So you might sit your child down and explain certain things. What comes with getting involved with a woman that has a child or a man that has a child. So for me, I will tell you, my advice to you is number one, sit down with your son and ask your son the key questions. Do you love this woman? What do you love about this woman? Or are you interested because she has a child? Because there are some P word out there. You know the P word. Those people that like children, because they will be attracted to you because they want to come and mess with your child. So be very careful. What do you like about this woman? Not that I love her. I love her because she has a child. That's a red flag right there. What do you love about this woman? Forget the child, forget the children, forget the previous relationship. Tell me, why do you want to marry this girl? What do you love about her? Ask the key questions. Are you in love with her? What do you love about her? How did the old relationship end up? What was the problem they had? Was it an abusive relationship? what happened in that relationship. Don't let love is blind, but marriage will open your eyes. So as you're loving and loving, remember, I always tell you guys, love with your heart and think with your head. Don't love with your head though. If you love with your head, your heart cannot think. It's not meant to think. So that means until you hit your head on the floor. That's it. Love with your heart and think with your head. So sit your son down and ask your son, what do you love about this girl? What was the reason why the previous relationship ended? What was the problem they had in that relationship? Have an honest conversation with your son, to have an honest conversation with the girl he is in love with. Is the father of the child or the children involved in the children's life? Because those are things that cause trouble in future. So you need to know, if the father of the children are involved, how is he involved? Does he take them over the weekend? Does he have visitation right? Does he interact with his children? You need to know all these things and make sure you are able and capable to deal with all those drama. Dramas will come. Baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. Those are the two kinds of drama we have. Baby mama drama and baby father drama. It's going to happen. Are you willing? Ask your son, are you willing to deal with that drama when it comes up? Because Rosie, lovey is sweet, though. But marriage is like every other thing, has its ups and has its downs. There'll be time when we'll be laughing, there'll be time when we'll be crying, there'll be time when we'll be sad, there'll be time when we'll be angry. So there are different, it's not all the time that we are laughing. So are you willing to deal with that? And then find out, how old are the children? Are you willing to accept another person's child as your own? That's a key question, because you cannot differentiate. If that woman is coming into that marriage with a child, let's say she's coming in with a baby girl or a baby boy, when she gets pregnant for you and you guys have your own child, are you going to treat that same baby like you're treating your own child? If you're going to discriminate and say, well, this is, you go buy ice cream, you give your son and say, well, I'm not that one's father. That means you can't deal with it. So start running. Leave. I am giving you guys things that like I told my sister, these are things honest, no pretending, no beating about the bush, no sugarcoating it. Be honest with your son and sit down with your son. Number one, if he decides to marry the woman, you can't stop him. That's one thing, you cannot stop him. But as a mother, what you can do is to sit him down and show him the pros and the cons. It is a beautiful thing to fall in love with a woman. If she has a child, that is even a cherry on the topping. It is good. It's not her fault. She was involved in a relationship and it ended. There's a beautiful blessing of a child. Is she going to throw her child away because of you? She's not going to throw her child away because she's in love. So if you know you're going to deal with all that, this woman has children, deal with it. This woman is going to have a baby daddy drama. You're going to be able to deal with it. Do you going to treat this child like your own child? You're not going to differentiate. You're not going to keep, some men will marry a woman that has a child, and then they always want the woman to choose between them or their children. That's not good. Or some men will go marry a woman, or some women will go marry a man that has a child, and then now they want to let the man choose between her and the children. You can't do that. There was one of my uniques that told me a story. This man was married with 3 children. I think 2 boys and 1 girl. I think so. 2 boys and 1 girl. And then she and her wife got a divorce. They were separated. So he became a single father raising these children. They got divorced when the last child was like 2 years old. This man raised the children by himself for the next 4 years old, for the next 4 years. So the last baby was now 6. The second baby was 8. And the first child was 10. And then he met this my unique lady, one of my uniques, and they started dating or whatever, and the man proposed. She accepted. I told her, are you sure you are going to take these 3 children like your children? If you know you will not, don't even bother going. Oh, I love them. Oh, she was being all nice, that, and children are going to be children. I'm a mother, and those of you that are mothers, write in the comment section. You know how our children do? They play you against your husband. You will say, don't take ice cream. They will run and go tell their father. Their father will say, go take ice cream. Because their father didn't know what you said. And then they'll be lick, and then you feel like, why did he do? Children are children. They will play you guys against each other. Even you that is the mother and the father. Talk of when you are not even the mother. They're gonna play. So the children started playing some games, which is normal with children. Started playing some games. They will eat, and then when their father come back, they will say, "Oh, they are so hungry." Their father say, "Haven't you eaten?" "Yeah, we ate, but we don't like that. We wanted to eat McDonald's." And the daddy will say, "Oh, well, he started gradually. Problems started brewing. Gradually, problems started going. By the time they knew it, there was a lot of up and down, and everything was all over the place. At the end of the day, the man said, "You know what? That's why I didn't want to get married, because I don't want you always put me against my children. You always tell me, if you love me, you should be on my side. You should not be on their side. After all, they have their mother. They can always go to their mother." No, you married him as a single father with 3 children. He had the sole custody of his children. His children only goes to visit their mother during the weekend. You cannot now marry him and then tell him, "Why can't you let the woman have the children?" No, you can't start changing things when you come in. That's not right. So those are the important things, my sister, my unique sister, you should talk to your son about. But you cannot say, "I will not allow him," or "I will allow him." It's his choice. He's a grown man. You said in your email that he's 29 years old. And he has a good job, has been at that job for more than 5 years. So he's a stable guy who is ready to marry. So, but what you have to talk to him about is, what do you want in this woman? Are you going to love this woman's child? Are you going to be able to deal with the drama that comes with a stepfather and a real father? If you know you can do all this, then give your son your support. I have seen women that have told me that their stepfathers were the best thing that ever happened to them. I have seen a sister that testified to me that her real father was nothing to write the home about. But that when the mother met this stepfather and married the stepfather, that this man treated her like a queen, gave her the best education. She's a medical doctor today because of her stepfather. She said that her stepfather was the best thing that ever happened in her life. I've had men tell me their stepmothers nursed them from when they were like 2 years old and loved them and loved on them and made them the man they are today. So there is nothing wrong in it. It depends on what heart you're going in. The heart is more deceitful above all things, because you don't know what I have in my heart. I don't know what you have in your heart. So that's why you have to find out from your son, what does he have in his heart for this woman? If it is true love, you love everything unconditionally. You love with her bag and her baggages, her luggage and her luggages. Everything she's coming in with the marriage, you're going to love her. If you know you're not ready to love, then my brother, do not marry. Leave the woman alone. She will find somebody that will be able to marry her, her luggages, her baggages, everything she has. Love all of them together. That's my advice. Okay. So now, the other time we were trying to go live and I couldn't go live because I was trying to let you guys come in, but I couldn't do it because I told you guys I didn't know how to do it. But finally, my son has figured it out for me. So I'm going to drop the link. Before any agreement, you should be sure. Stephanie, I see what you're saying. Before any agreement, you should be sure that you know the situation of things and ready to accept all that. Exactly. You must be ready to accept all that comes with it. Don't go marry her tomorrow. You say, hey, I didn't know she had a child. In short, I don't want this child. This child should leave. No, the child is not going anywhere. Or I've had people lie. Oh, you know what? I'm going to tell my family that that child is not your child. We are going to pretend like you didn't have the child, like it's your sister's child. Forgetting that his family will finally find out. Then where are you going to hide the child? Hide her in your grandma's place? So that is, you have to be very careful. Deji said, how has been your day? My dear, I've been good, girl. I've been good. I've been real good. So I'm going to copy the link here, and then I'm going to go put it in case any one of you want to come in. I want to hear you guys on the video. I want to see you guys come up. Okay? So I'm going to go copy it and put it in the link. Hold on a second. Let me put it in the link so you guys can come in and talk if you want to say something. Because sometimes I told you guys I'll be doing more of this, so that way you guys can come in and say your own opinion. Okay? The link is now in the comment section. If you click on that link, it will ask you, you're entering into a studio, check your mic, you click on your mic, and then I'll add you. Okay? If you want to come up and say something, maybe you don't want to write it, you want to come up and say something. Because sometimes people are going through a lot. And they don't, like this lady, she says because he sees the news and she hears what's going on. She doesn't want anybody accusing her son, because apparently the boy's girlfriend has I think a 4-year-old girl. Hold on, let me check. Okay, I think she has a 4-year-old daughter. So she is afraid, I don't want the daughter to one day, now if my son didn't do something right, the little girl might accuse my son, and a grown-up versus a little 4-year-old, they're gonna believe the daughter. I'm like, you can, in our Igbo language we say ana sombabu agog. You cannot, because of you're afraid of something that you had in the news, so you will not let your child have happiness. Who says it's going to happen to your son? It might not happen to your son. So you have to give him chance to love and be loved. But let us make sure his head is in the right place. Let us make sure that he's thinking with his head and loving with his heart, and not loving with his head. So my answer to that question is, go sit down with your son, ask your son what is his motives, what does he love about this girl, does he know what comes with marrying a woman that has a child from a previous relationship, what happened in that relationship, how did they end the relationship? Because if a girl, for example, now let me tell you something, if a girl is telling you in her previous relationship, oh, she did this, she did that to the boy, she did the other one to the boy, and she's the one telling you everything she did, my sister, shine your eyes now. My brother, you should know that if she did all that over there, what will make him not do it over here too? Or maybe if he has, unless he has gotten help, maybe through therapy or counseling, then maybe, and maybe God can change things too. If you ask God to change you, God will change you. So those are the things you have to be very careful of. Because if you say, oh, it doesn't matter, love it, when the love not clear for your eyes, you will see that it's not as easy as it looks. So marrying a woman or even a man, I've seen not only this woman ask for her son, but I've also seen women that are asking for their daughters. Will you let your daughter marry a man? She is in love with this man, very much in love with this man, but this man has 2 children, or this man has 3 children, or this man has just 1 child. And your daughter, you're asking your daughter, why do you want to go marry a man that has a child already? So my network here is bad. Hey, yeah, Akindeji. So, that's the problem. So do you want your daughter? Some of us will say, no, I don't want my daughter to be married to somebody that, please remember to like the video. As you're coming in, like the video, please like the video. Okay, like the video for me. So would you want your daughter to marry a man that has a child? Because most of the time you ask your daughter, child, there is a lot of stress there. Oh, there is a lot of, you don't know. Everything you do now, if, for example, now, let's say a woman is married to a man that has 1 child, okay? And then if the child does anything wrong, let's say the child, and you tell the child, stop, don't do that, or you try to discipline the child, everybody will say, hey, it's because it's not her child, oh, child. It's because it's not. You will even do worse things to your own children. You might even, get your own children, punish them for what they did, tell them don't do that again, don't do this again, and yell at your children, tell them sit down, no TV, no computer, nobody will see it, because they are your children, they are yours. So even if I tell my child, you know what, you're not, give me your keys, you're not driving today, give me your keys, you're not going anywhere, you will look at it and say, child, Mama Unique is a disciplinarian, no, she don't play. But you will never say Mama Unique is mean to her child. You will never say that. If I tell my daughter, you know what, I gave you money, you spent all of it in 1 week, guess what, you're not getting any more money until next week. What would you say? Now, Mama Unique does not play. Oh. She does not play with those children. Oh. But if I do that to my stepchild, maybe if I do that to my stepdaughter or my stepson, wherever you are, judgment, bye. The next thing you say, child, this woman is wicked. Don't look at what she's doing to that child, because it's not her child. So all these things are things you should explain to your son, because tomorrow, if he marries that girl, he will want to love the child like his own and discipline him like his own. And then people will now raise, oh, you, and can he deal with that? If he can deal with that, kudos to him. But if he cannot deal with that, it's going to worry him. Tell him to think about it. But love is love. You can't tell somebody who to love. You can't tell somebody. I've seen women, I've seen what we call blended family. I've seen one of my uniques. She has 3 children from the previous relationship. She met this guy. This guy is a lawyer. This guy had 3 children from his own previous relationship. 2 of them are married now. They have a blended family, 2 families that came together. She came with her 3 children, he came with his 3 children, and they're all living together, happy, very happy. The children are happy, they love her, and they also love their mom. They go to their mom during weekends, holidays, and they stay with their dad all through because the dad has the custody, and everybody is happy. So if you know how to handle it and you can handle it real good, then kudos to you. Go ahead and do it. But if you know you cannot, my brother, stay away. It's a hard thing. You better stay away if you cannot handle it. Samuel says, getting married to a single parent requires a lot. Yes. Anybody going into it has to consider all angles, every angle. The angle of discipline, the angle, if you have a 5 pieces of yam and you have one from your husband's previous marriage, and maybe you have 2 children, maybe his previous child is 10 years, your first child is maybe, let's say, 8 years, and maybe your own, the last child is yours too, but maybe let's say 4, and you have only 5 yams. You say, well, the older one take 2, the middle one take 2, the little baby take 1, and the little baby say, no, I'm hungry, I want more. You say, okay, you know what, let's all get 1.5, 1.5. Somebody there will say, hey, but that boy is older now, why didn't you give him 2 and give your children 1.5? People will always pick and pick and pick. You laugh, they say, oh, you laugh too much for the child, you didn't laugh for the other one. You cry, they say, oh, look at the way your own cry is over here, it's not like that for the people. Will always try to find fault. So if you are ready, and you can withstand it, ahead, my sister, ahead, my brother. But if you know you are very sensitive, every little thing you start crying, before you go give yourself high blood pressure, think. Remember, love with your heart, think with your head. Do not love with your head. Loving with your head is the one we call love untike. When you love with your head, that's the one we Igbos call love untike. Nothing goes in, nothing goes out. Okay. So let me see what another one said. Let me see what Stella said. Stella say, in a situation like this, what matters is communication and understanding. Bye. You got it right, my sister. Marsha said, to allow my child to marry a woman that has a child depends on the condition that of a child. If it's because of her promiscuousness, he better forget. Okay, did you guys see what Marsha said? Marsha said, no, it depends on the condition of the child. If the child came because of she was married, left a marriage, but if he came because she was very loose out there, maybe she was into being loose, sleeping with everybody, then she said, forget it, you ain't coming to my house. My son ain't marrying you. Forget it. That's what Marsha said. Guys, why are you writing it? Go to the link, click on the link and come and join me. I need to hear you guys talk. That was so funny. She said, Marsha, David said, forget it. If you are waka waka, baby waka waka, baby wala Colombo. He said, if you are baby wala Colombo, forget it. You ain't coming to his house. Okay, in Africa, we should stop judging single parents without their own side or without hearing their own side of the story. Stop holding them. Rather, let us encourage them to have. Yes, I like that. We are so judgmental. It's only in Africa. Here in America, people don't care. Here in the Western world, you see a woman. I used to know a lady. She had 5 children. 5 children by 5. She dated the first man, had a child. He was abusive. She left. She dated the second one, had a child. Dated the third one. So she has 5 children by 5 different men. Do you know she met this guy who is an ex-military guy? The guy came out of the military. They got married. They now have 2 children together. So between two of the man has never had a child before. Never. 7 children between them. 7 children with 6 fathers. Can you see that happening in Africa? Hey, they will laugh at you. They will judge you. They will tell you, Jesus Christ, what kind of a woman are you? You're loose. You're this. But she was not loose. Each of these people, you might say she was fast, like I told her. I said you could have given yourself time. But most people don't like to be alone. And that's a sad thing. That's the sad truth. Most people don't like being alone. So when she leaves this relationship, she will fall in love with another one. Before you know it, she's pregnant. When she has the baby, there will be a problem. That one will leave. She'll be lonely a little bit, fall in love again. That was all she was doing. That was all she was doing. So at the end of the day, she now had 5 children by 5 different men. Does that mean we should condemn her? No. The Bible says, whosoever the Son of God has set free is free indeed. We're not going to judge her, just like the woman in the Bible that God said, the man you're with is not even your husband. You have been married, is it 5 times? The Bible recorded either 5 times, yeah. So that's the truth of the matter. We are so judgmental. We are so, because she had a baby, she is forgotten. Forget her. Does it mean she doesn't deserve happiness? Does it mean she doesn't deserve peace? Does it mean she doesn't deserve joy? Does it mean she doesn't deserve love because she had a child? Having a child, is it a crime? Maybe she was in love. I've seen sisters that got engaged with a man, planning their wedding, and she found out the man cheated on her, and she broke up the engagement only to find out she was pregnant with twins. Will she go take off her baby because of she doesn't want people to judge her? So she had her baby. She had twin boys now. So do you think because of that she should never be happy anymore? No man should go to her anymore because she had it? No. She didn't just go out there and got pregnant or whatever. No. Situations, circumstances. That's why you have to hear their own side of the story to know what's going on. I'm still waiting. Nobody is coming in. Why are you guys? You don't want to be on video? This type of love doesn't exist I'm telling you, it doesn't. My sisters, I have had it all. There are some of the people I counsel or people that I talk to, when they come into counseling and I'm sitting like this listening, and these people telling me, oh, I had 5 children before I met him. And I'm like, hey, will this ever happen in Africa? Hey, your mother and your village people, they will call village council on your head. They will call the Umunnas and the Umadas and tell them, our brother has gone local. He wants to marry a woman with 5 children. Hey! Not even one man gave birth to the 5 children, no. 5 different men. Hey! You want to marry a real Ashawo in this family. They will call Umunna. Umunna and Umada. Even they will call Ndumrenegi, your maternal side. They will bring them into the meeting to make sure that doesn't happen. But over here in the Western world, it doesn't matter because people believe that people make mistakes. If those children are not mistakes, they are human beings, they are blessings. And nobody will love you for who you are, not all the things you have beside you. If you have children, oh, good. If you don't have children, oh, wonderful. But we love you for who you are, So that is what is going on. That was very good of you. Okay, this one says, God will see us through, my sister. God will see us through. God will really see us through. So I'm still waiting. Did you guys see the link? I put the link right there. There's a link right there. Click on that link and you'll be able to log in. So I can see. I want somebody to come up and say something. I need to hear you guys' voice so that you guys know who is coming in. Stella, are you coming in? Stephanie, you wanna come in? Akindeji, you wanna come in? Marshall, my brother, you want to come in? Do you want to come in and explain your point? You say, she's not coming to my house. It depends on how that child came. Does it really matter how that child came? Let us say the child came through Ron's girl. Let us just assume that. Maybe that's what she used to do, but now she's a changed human being. Doesn't she deserve happiness? She still deserves happiness. We cannot all be judged by our past. If we open a TV and everybody's past is brought up, my dear, all of us will be hiding. So who are we to judge other people's past? People have their past. So we move on, we move on. We don't worry about what they did in the past. What we are worrying about now is what are they doing from now on? If she is a changed person, maybe she had the child when she was a Ron's girl, and now she's changed. She has turned her ways around, and she wants to be happy. Why wouldn't we let her be happy? Why? What did she do wrong? We have all made mistakes. We have all done things we are ashamed of, but we are still here. That's the beautiful thing about grace. We are still here. The Bible says we are not righteous. We are still here. So, guys, I'm about to log off. I don't want to stay too long. Since I'm waiting, nobody wants to come in. So I'm about to log off. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I told you guys whenever my uniques ask some of these sensitive questions, I'm going to come live and we're going to discuss it. That way, it's not just my opinion. I like it when you guys, put in your opinion, and I would love it too when you guys can come up. So if you guys come up that way, that way you guys will be in my studio, in this unique studio. You'll be in this studio talking and saying what you feel. So last time I couldn't figure it out, but I finally figured it out now. Okay, same network is bad. Yeah, I know. You say your network is really bad, Akindeji. I know, Mama. Okay, let's show single parents love, care, and support. They deserve to be happy again. Yeah, they do. They deserve to be happy. Put yourself in that position. Put your mother in that position. Put your sisters in that position. When it is somebody else's problem, we think it's that easy until it becomes your problem. So put your sister or your mother or your nieces in that position, or your female cousins in that position, and then ask yourself, would you want them to be happy? If you're okay, I think I see Dim Chiamaka wants to come in. Yay! You finally made it. Okay, let me hear your opinion. What do you want to say?
I'm actually inside the bus now.
No, it's okay. Oh, yeah, you are beautiful. Oh, I didn't even see you physically. So, what do you have to say? Do you think she should let her son marry the girl?
Just as I said before, the son
Mm,
should know what he or she is going in for. Hmm? Because
mm.
marrying a single mother they, it comprises of
It's a lot
different
of
things, a
work.
lot of things. So
Mm-hmm.
the son should find out all about that before going into the marriage. And
Mm-hmm.
if he should find about that and then things that he can go on with
Handle it.
the marriage, then that's fine with him. But if
Yeah,
it's after making inquiries and see that no, I can't go on, you back out at early time rather
I
than
mean,
going in and coming out again.
that's
That's
what I agree with you. That's what I think. If you know you cannot, it's a lot of things. If you know you can't handle it, leave it alone. Leave her now. Let her go her way
yeah.
and find somebody that can handle it. Okay. Thank you
Yes.
very much, girl. Nice seeing you. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. You had something. You had her. Hold on a second. All right, guys. I want to. Okay, you had her. That was so nice. Somebody finally came in. Who else wants to come in before I round this up? That was so nice. What she said was the truth. If you know, there are so many things involved. I'm telling you the gospel truth. There is a lot involved in marrying a woman or a man that has children. The people, society will be watching you. The family members will be watching you. Everything you say, you have to be politically correct. Everybody is listening to hear what you say, what you do, what you eat, what you gave them. If you are my little daughter, when my daughter was like maybe 2 or 3 years old, she would say, instead of saying oponko, she would say oponto. If you are an oponto, if you are an oponto, an oponko no no when then go ahead and do it. But if you know you're sensitive, you can't handle it. My sister, my brother, don't go in. Like Chiamaka said, don't go in and then try to come out. There's no need. So think about, that's why my sister, sit your son down, share this video, give this video to your son, send the link to your son, let him watch it. If he needs to talk to me, tell him, Mama Unique, I'm here. I'll talk to him and help him walk through it. But if he thinks he is able and he's loved, the Bible says love covers all multitude of sin. If he thinks he can handle it and can be able to take care of it, and he is an oponto, he's an oponto, like my daughter will say. If he's an oponto, then let him go away, wish him well, and just, you are a mother, and just pray for him. That's all you can do. Pray for him and wish him well. Because even if you say yes, and if you say no, and he wants to marry him, she will marry him. She will marry her. So the best thing you do is talk to her. After talking to her, like we mothers do, commit it into the hands of God, kneel down and talk to God about it, and let God do what he does best, and leave it alone. And then be there for them. Support them in a little way you can. Be there for them. That's all you can do. All right. I don't think any other person is coming in. So I'm about to log off. Let me see what this one said before I leave. Lucy said, no woman choose to be a single mother. Okay, even as the circumstance may seem they deserve happiness. So I don't see anything wrong with marrying a single parent partner. Good. I agree with you. I don't see anything wrong in it. I do not see anything wrong in it. As long as you're going in there with your eyes wide open, with anyagi koro koro, Nigerians say koro koro eyes. As long as your eyes is open, you know what is involved and you can handle it. My brother, I wish you the best of luck. If you're getting married, send me your invitation and let me see. If I'm there, if I can make it, I will. If I can't, I'll tell you, mwah, mwah. Happy wedlock and enjoy your marriage, okay? My sister, that's your answer. All right? Keep it coming, my uniques. Send the questions. Remember my email, uniqueakudo@gmail.com. You have something that is worrying you and you want us to give you advice like we just did, send it to me and I'm going to come to the platform and we're going to talk about it. Remember, you are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you are unique. Be kind to yourself and to each other. I love you guys. Remember to like the video. Mwah. Bye-bye.